Good day to you and welcome to Becoming Beautiful You. I am LaTricia Renee, and on this channel we discuss fragrances and lifestyle. And I have wanted to do this video for quite some time. It's about fragrances that you can wear in the heat of summer or just when it's hot outside, because some of you all have a constant summer and there's just no stop until it gets enough. You know what I mean? So I recently did a little shopping spree over with Scent Split, and I purchased probably about 7 or 8 different fragrances, and all of them were standouts. All of them will be acquisitions in my collection over time, because right now, as I'm, decluttering, I'm also refining my fragrances so that I can wear something that's a bit more in line with the profiles I want to continue. I like affordable, but I also don't mind paying for what I want and being thankful to be able to pay for what I want. And so it's a continuous process, and it's not one to rush. So please share with me what your preferences are and what you like to reach for in the summertime. Nevertheless, I definitely want to begin with 2 fragrances that I have immediately on my radar for purchase. I wore these 2 yesterday on a hot walk. I walked for about 45 minutes and I smelled them both. And the decision now is just which one am I going to get first, because I'm absolutely going to get. So I want to say that with a preface, because these 2 are at a premium. They are luxury fragrance prices, and you may or may not be interested, but that's the beauty of having a sample and the opportunity to do so. So this first one is, oh my gosh, it is called, well, before I tell you what it is, I will tell you this. It has notes of peach and almond, but I don't get any of that in this fragrance. It is sweet, but more than anything, I get just the culmination of all the notes blended together. I don't smell any one specific note that stands out. This is just a combination of fortifying of fragrance notes that just, they sing together. It's a true symphony. I absolutely love it. And if you're willing to add this to your collection, just understand the 5 ml sample that I purchased was $25.99, and that's for the 5 ml. The only other option would be a 9 ml if you want a larger size, or certainly the 100 ml bottle, and that one's going to be every bit of $325 if you purchase from Scent Split, and they do give you a coupon, but that's not the point of today's conversation. Let me stay focused. This fragrance is called Skin Musk. It is by the fragrance house Attar. I'm just going to post the fragrance house name because I don't want to destroy it, but I will give you the notes. On the top, we have powdery notes, almond, peach, and bergamot. Middle notes of jasmine, magnolia, and Turkish rose. The base, dry wood, tonka bean, vanilla, bourbon vanilla, and musk. And here's my sample size. I still have it, but it was plenty for me to wear and experience it throughout the entire walking experience that I had. I'm telling you, there wasn't a point on that walk in the very high heat, and I don't sweat easily. I am simply telling you that from my experience, my wearing experience, and for what I would consider long lasting in the heat, because everybody's going to have a different definition. Sometimes we have heat based on humidity. Sometimes it's just based on temperature. Whatever the circumstance, for my preference, I would consider this something I would absolutely wear in the high heat, and it was long lasting, as it should be. For the fragrance price point that you're getting, I'm getting every bit of the fragrance wearing experience, and this was just so dynamically exquisite. Who would think to wear something like this on a long walk? Me. I figured, again, create the occasion, create the atmosphere, create the circumstance. I'm not going to wait for my calendar to say this is a particular holiday or this is someone's so and so. No. You got breath in your body, you wake up, which is not your choice, by the way. So every day is a special occasion. My choice. I'm trying to constantly remind myself of that, because we can take things so for granted so easily. So I wore this on a walk, absolutely no regrets, loved every bit of it, and it stood up in the high heat. I don't know if you've tried this. If you do, if you have, or if you're interested, I invite you to visit Scent Split and give it a whiff, because it is every bit of spectacular, and it will always, always, always be in my collection, because you won't need a lot of this one when you spray it. Next. This is one of my favorite fragrance bottles, because it makes me laugh. I don't even know how I'm going to take this one seriously when I get it in my collection, but when you see me do one of these, you know exactly which fragrance it is that I'm talking about. It is Marshmallow Musk. This also came in that recent shipping experience with samples that I got from Scent Split. It is by IRFE, I want to say, a floral woody musk. And this, it's funny, these two are listed as musk type fragrances, but they smell very, very different. The other one has got more of a sensual allure to it. The skin fragrance I just shared with you, this one has a softer comfort feel to it. They both can be comfort fragrances, but this one I think more about with comfort. The other is more of a sensual, come hither type of an experience, but they both are exquisite and will be coming home with me. So the top notes of this one is magnolia petals, Earl Grey tea, lavender. The middle will give us jasmine, marshmallow, and iris. The base, vanilla, woody notes, powdery notes, and musk. And this too lasted in the heat while I was walking, okay? Because I sprayed a part of myself down with the skin fragrance and the other part down with the marshmallow musk. And I'm telling you, it was a ball. It was a ball because I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop smelling myself. I mean, the wafts were coming. I don't walk like this. I'm typically listening to something on headphones or earbuds or something. So I'm just walking, and I like to take in the atmosphere when I'm walking and truly in rhythm. So I just stand by. When I go outside, I'm truly walking in rhythm, and I don't necessarily do like this. I'm just walking, and keeping a steady pace, especially on the inclines. But these fragrances lasted for me in the high heat. And I'll say the degrees was upwards of 90, but we did not have a lot of humidity. In all transparency, there was not a lot of humidity yesterday, which made it a lot easier to walk for 45 minutes on incline hills. So to give you an idea, it wasn't, a stroll through, the botanical garden. I was walking. And these fragrances lasted me. Now, I know you all might say, 45 minutes, that ain't nothing. Well, it took me through to dinner time, which was about 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, and I began to walk. It was I went about 11. So for me, for the criteria for what I would define as high heat temperature worthy, these two are great for honorable mentions. They are not officially on the list, but they will be once they get in my collection for sure. I just wanted to share them with you and share with you that I had those experiences because typically these are not the kinds of fragrances you would want to necessarily wear to a gym or even to any kind of a sporting event, but I have no regrets about checking them out. And I just want you to know how well they performed in the heat. So if you're able to get it this summer, go for it. These are the kinds of fragrances I would say I would wear all year long. Again, if you have a collection of items to choose from, it might not be your first, second, or third choice, but if I want to wear it in the cool of winter, guess who's going to be spraying? Next. Okay, so I have some affordable options also in this lineup, and I want to share them with you. This particular one is one of my favorites because of its miniature size. I can carry it with me in any one of my handbags of choice for the day. It is something that's gotten me constant compliments from males and females, and it was one of those that I got as a sample from having pre-purchased another fragrance. It was included in my package as a sample, and I went ahead and upgraded it on the next available opportunity. This one is, while I would say you can wear it for the summer, and I certainly do, it's got a warmth to it. It's not hot and spicy, but it's got a warmth to it in that it's, if you could imagine a warm summer night, okay, where it's unmistakably summer, but it is such so that you want to stay outside for a little while, maybe in a hammock or just out looking at the sunset, just relaxing, just taking in the evening right before dusk. That's what this fragrance does for me. The notes will give you bergamot on the top, along with toasted almonds and caramel. The middle will give you whitewood, saffron, and in the base, tonka bean, vanilla, and musk. This is an extra concentration perfume, and it is from Julianna Fragrances, Julianna Perfumes, and this is called Tonka Noir. One of my favorites. Now, this is where I am on the bottle. This is my second bottle, and I do have one in my reserve that I'm absolutely looking forward to pulling out, but I love this. You see the size of it? I can carry it in a pocket or in a handbag, as I oftentimes have, and this is 40 mils, but it's 40 mils well sprayed because every time I wear this, I get a compliment. Now, remember, I'm an educator, so I'm around middle schoolers most of the day, but also around other colleagues and teachers that vary in age. And I get compliments from the teens. Anytime they say they like something, that perks your ears up. They just typically want something sweet or spicy. It's just very rare that you'll find something that's middle of the road or that branches off from, their typical fragrance profiles. So this one has been an absolute love, an absolute joy. It stands well against the summertime for me because oftentimes I'm outside. I make sure that our students get fresh air and they're running around, and we're outside for a good amount of time and it's a lot of activity. So this has been with me. And again, I'm going to top off whether I necessarily need to or not when I'm at school, but the fragrance does last because sometimes you're just distracted and you don't have the opportunity to top off throughout the day. But this has been a love for me. Have you tried it? Are you familiar with Julianna Perfumes? They are very, very reasonable. They do include samples with every shipment. And I have had absolutely no regrets with purchasing from this house. I have many, many fragrances, but this is one of the ones that I love to pull for in the summertime. Let's talk about the next one. I don't drink, so I'm not familiar with the taste of this particular drink or adult beverage, but many of you might be familiar with a mojito. It's my understanding that this particular fragrance is sort of inspired by that essence of that beverage. It is from the collaboration of French Avenue and Aromatix, Manib, from right here on YouTube. This one features top notes of lime, mint, lemon, and tonic water, heart notes of blackcurrant, rosemary, and jasmine, base notes of ambergris, sandalwood, musk, and oak moss. So what intrigued me about this particular fragrance is listening to Manib. Not that he was necessarily selling his fragrance to us, as we have many content creators here that also have fragrances. They're just merely sharing with you the experience and what went into the experience and all those things, longevity and all that. He mentioned having worn this particular fragrance on a great majority of his travels, including Dubai. Now, I've never been to Dubai, but I know Dubai heat is something that many of us will not experience in a lifetime. So I said, okay, well, let me try this. Let me try this fragrance. And again, I would brand this as a unisex fragrance because it doesn't say male or female. It just is. And I get every bit of the lemon and the bergamot. And it's very, very crisp, very, very light, but it holds on to you. This is something that will put a grip on your skin. And I've experienced that. Again, I don't put a lot of fragrance on my skin without a barrier. So typically my skin is already laced with some sort of an oil or a body butter just to moisturize first and foremost, but to also hold on to whatever fragrance I might decide to spray. So this one, better let me do this. Plantine Blanc. I don't know if you can see that. This is the back of the bottle. I love how the name is listed on the back. But then you have the fragrance inside. And I haven't worn this one a lot. It's right here, but it's not because I don't like it. It's just because I have quite a few fragrances in my collection. I don't often choose to grab the ones that are sitting right in front of me. Sometimes I'll grab the ones that are further behind, and I just need to put this one a little bit closer. Oh yeah, see, this, just the opening. The opening is a burst of those citrus notes, and you get that lemon and that lime right away. It is, yeah. Manib did not send this to me. Nobody sent any of these fragrances to me. I purchased every single one of them. So I'm telling you, I have no allegiance to him or to anybody else when it comes to me sharing fragrances with you. I'm just simply telling you my personal experience because we're consumers. I'm a buyer and I'm also a YouTube content creator, but I am a consumer first. I've told you that. This just smells great to me and I want to share that with you. This, absolutely. If nothing else, this will give you the thought of coolness, the thought of a refreshing spring when you wear it. It just, I can remember now when he said he always took it with him when he went on those travels. And I'm telling you, I can see why. This is a constant burst of water. You know those little spray bottles that you see people spraying on themselves when they're at like a lot of the amusement parks. They have the fan that's going, so it's a constant wind. And I'm telling you this, whether you drink or not, it is so fulfilling. And I'm going to put this in the forefront because I will be wearing this week. Great reminder. I'm glad I went back through and looked at my collection and chose to put this in the lineup because my choosing this came from the memory of listening to him talk about the fragrance. And I had worn it before, yes, but I couldn't readily give you an immediate response of why I loved it so much. And so, yeah, I'm reminded about that again. And this is one of those fragrances that will not be decluttered. It will be another refill once this is finished. This is Plantine Blanc from the collaboration of French Avenue and Aromatix. I believe I've shared with you all before that I love NASCAR. Absolutely love it. I've done many, many recordings I have yet to post here and compose and create a video with, but it's not because I don't want to, I just haven't made the time to do it. But I love NASCAR. And this is a funny little story. The last time I went to the track, I took one of my sisters. I've been talking about it so much. Our oldest son got us into it. And so now the whole families are lovers of NASCAR. But, being a fragrance girl, I'm thinking, well, what am I going to wear? It's an outdoor event. And so I'm thinking, what am I going to wear? You're around a lot of people. And if you've never been to a sporting event where you have vehicles involved, and depending on where you sit, because we like to sit as close as we can, and don't forget your headphones if you go. And my preference is to sit as close as I can because I want to feel the thrust and the pull and the from those cars. I'm telling you, I've said many times, there's nothing more fulfilling than the feeling of those cars going around 200 plus miles per hour, with the exception of the Holy Spirit. Ain't nothing better than the feeling of that. Nothing better than the feeling of that. Outside the Holy Spirit, because nothing can top that. I'm just telling you. For me, you got the Holy Spirit, and then you got the feeling of NASCAR. I'm telling you, what a rush. Anyway, I just thought I'd toss that in there. The funny story was, the last time I went, I'm choosing, I don't know what I want to wear. It's hot outside. So I think that day I chose to wear Delilah Blanc and whatever mix of oils and whatever lightweight concoction. And it didn't feel lightweight at the time, but this is my first time really thinking about what I'm going to wear to this particular event since I've gotten into fragrance. My sister wears a fragrance that I got for her. Didn't know she'd put it on now. She didn't spray nearly as heavily as I do. But when we sat down, and I'll put a video in to show you how close I was to the track, I got a whiff when the wind shifted and blew. I said, "You smell good. What are you wearing?" Child, you know what she was wearing? Casablanca. So not only is this fragrance long lasting in any time of weather, in any season, it cut through the NASCAR. And I'm telling you, when I say I'm close, you can smell the tires. You can smell the exhaust. You get all that because there are wrecks and things like that. And you get that, gentlemen start your engines. And after that, when they have a wreck, sometimes or a caution comes out, they have to start back up again. So you're getting that constant whiff. And all you can really get are the mechanics of the race. And so I thought it was so comical that I'm going through all this thought process and what am I going to wear? And all I had to do was grab my bottle of Casablanca, because let me tell you something. This stood up not only against the heat, it stood up against NASCAR. And wow. So if you don't have Casablanca, if you've wondered about Casablanca, I don't have the essence of Casablanca because that's another release they did. I'm told that now it is higher than this one. This is an affordable fragrance. Now, again, that's relative in terms of who's paying for what and certainly under what circumstances. But many of the content creators that I have watched have said that this is more than enough to satisfy yourself with, less having to purchase the essence of Casablanca unless you just want to. And so I took that great advice and I've just continued my fragrance journey with Casablanca. But I'm telling you, this not only will stand up against the heat and, whatever you're going through, swimming, all that good stuff. This is a blockbuster when it comes to fragrances in the heat. Really anytime, but certainly in the heat, it is going nowhere. And I'm telling you, that's with the way that she sprays. So with the way I spray, you might smell it tomorrow. Okay. So if you're looking for a long wearing, beautiful fragrance experience, then Swiss Arabia's Casablanca will not disappoint. We have top notes of apple and grapes, heart notes of white woods, iris, patchouli, and the base notes of caramel, amber, suede, and musk. Just a constant winner. Very, very affordable for most price points, and I don't think you will be at all disappointed. Let's talk about the next fragrance. Now, this next one, before you write it off, give me a minute to share, because this one, it is on the heavier side of fragrance notes and fragrance experiences, because in the heat, it's like that sweet sticky thing. It's a constant craving because it sticks to the skin. To my skin, it's going to stick to the skin. But in its sticking to the skin, it is more of a thought of stickiness rather than the concept. You know what I mean? It's more of the concept of a sticky fragrance rather than the feeling of a sticky fragrance. I'm talking about Mystic Sugar, this gorgeous bottle right here. And Sharita M introduced me to that. And but I don't recall if she said it was a high heat fragrance or any kind of fragrance. I don't know what the criteria was. I don't even know if she would agree if this would be a fragrance that she would wear in the summer, but she's way more experienced in fragrance than I am. Nevertheless, I can still give you my perspective. Here I am on the fragrance, and this is another mainstay in my collection. Let me give you the fragrance notes because they don't line it up on the site as far as head, heart, base. They put it in conversation. So I'm going to read through the descriptive paragraph. I see absolute cacao, vanilla. You have a mix of orange and pineapple along with almond blossom, spices of ginger and cardamom. So this is a gourmand. It does not smell like food at all, but is a strong, constant impulse, a constant craving of sweet notes that will last, not just in the winter, the spring, and the fall. It will absolutely last in the summer. So should you choose to spray this in the high heat, and I would and have, spray lightly or spray sparingly or spray according to your circumstances and where you're going, because this one is going nowhere. It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere, and I absolutely love it. It might be heavy if you overspray it. I would not overspray this fragrance, particularly in the heat and the humidity. Nevertheless, if you want to spray it, just mind your sprays. But I'm telling you, when you spray it, you won't necessarily have to worry about topping this one off. My experience. It gives me a solid 6-7 hours on my skin and clothes. And that's just me thinking about the last time I wore it. But I don't ever remember having to top this one off whenever I have worn it. So fully satisfactory, fully loved, and fully enjoyed in the heat. It's going to stick and stay wherever you go, wherever you play, wherever you stay. Mystic Sugar from how do I pronounce this? Mystic Sugar from Mystic Sugar. So I don't know if you all are from New York or who might be from New York, or if you keep up with sports news. But even if you don't and you watch the regular news like I do, the New York Knicks recently won the championship over the San Antonio Spurs. And it has been a big win since, I'm talking 50 years. And so huge deal. And I thought, why not pull out a Bond 9 fragrance to finalize the video, to top off the video, to wrap it up. This is one of my favorites, and I would buy this again. I got it from Joma's shop. I did not pay the Bond 9 premium price from going through their website, nor did I get it from a department store. But I'm telling you, this is a top tier fragrance, but you will pay a premium price because it is a luxury fragrance. So I encourage you to try other fragrance houses, but make sure it is authentic, because you do not want to have something that is not real. Okay, so this particular fragrance has cinnamon bark oil, Indonesian patchouli, and spicy sweet vanilla. I love this. This is another one of those fragrances that will not only give you the warmth and comfort without the feeling of heat, but it stands up very well in the warmer temperatures. I won't say that I would wear this in the humidity because I haven't, so I can't give you a true testimonial on that, but I have worn it in the heat, and I will buy it again and again and again. This is Bond 9, New York Forever. Love this fragrance. Absolutely love it. I love the bottle. I love the design. I'm almost done with it. And so constant love. My family is calling me because we're getting ready to go to dinner, but I hope that you've enjoyed this lineup. I certainly have. I'm probably going to wear my Bond 9 tomorrow because it's just a love, and the weather's getting hotter. So share with me what your favorite fragrances are for the summertime, what holds you through the high heat. Please continue to give this video your support by giving a subscription, a thumbs up, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you're thinking and how you feel about the things I've selected for you. Thanks again for stopping by Becoming Beautiful You. I am LaTricia Renee, and take good care. See you in the next conversation.